Hey everyone, today the lecture will help you learn how you can use Ligplot to make 2D interaction studies of your protein with the ligand as well as of your protein with any other protein that it may interact with. So let's get started. We will be starting with the Ligplot download and installation, and after successful installation, we will be exploring how you can use Ligplot to make publication ready high quality images of your protein. To begin with, we will go to our browser and type Ligplot. The first link will be from the EMBL website. Open the link. On the home page, you will see two different options. One is for the academic license and the second one is to download. If you belong to any of the institutions, you can go for the academic license to get a free version of Ligplot. I will be going with the academic license first. Open it. Here you have to fill out every detail that they are asking for, and after filling out your name, department's name and the institution name, just make sure that you add the institutional email address and not your personal one. Your personal one will contain Gmail, Hotmail or Yahoo at the end. As soon as you fill the form, check this box and click on accept. The moment you do that, a password will be sent to your email address that you just mentioned here. Go to the email ID, grab the password and again go to the home page. This time we will go to the download option. Here you have to enter the email address that you just mentioned on the academic license page and enter the password that you just obtained. Then click on download. And the moment you do it, the download will start and you will be able to use Ligplot. Just one thing that you should keep in mind is that the software license is valid for only a year, so you have to renew it after its expiry. When your download is completed, go to the site where you have downloaded the Ligplot Plus file. So it will look something like this. Right click on the folder because it is a zip file. You need to extract the files present in the folder. So for that, click on extract all. As suggested by the Ligplot website, you should not install the Ligplot content in the C and program files. But we will go to a safer side and we will only install the content in the C drive and not in any subfolder of the C drive. After selecting C folder here only, click on extract. Now you will see a folder with the name Ligplus. Open the folder and here you can see the jar file for the Ligplot. So jar file basically needs Java to run. So make sure that your computer has Java in it for functioning of the Ligplot. Now to install Ligplot, double click on the executable jar file. As soon as you do that, you will get the dialog box saying that this is the first time Ligplot Plus is being run on your machine and you need to set various paths and directories that the program needs. Click on OK. Here in the temporary directory section, you have to add the path where your Ligplus executable file is present. So for that, delete everything from here and then go to this section of the screen. So this is the path for your Ligplus software. Basically, it is the path for the folder that is containing your Ligplus executable file. Copy the path and paste it here. After doing that, if you have pymol or resmol installed, then you also need to add the path for pymol or resmol. And after filling out all of these directories paths, click on save and click on OK. So now your Ligplot is ready to be used for making research publication ready 2D interaction mapping diagrams of the protein with the ligand as well as of the protein with another protein. If you want to analyze the interaction of a protein with a ligand, you go for the Ligplot. And if you want to analyze the interaction of a protein with some another protein, you go for Dimplot. And for Ligplot, to make you these interaction mappings, you need a docked structure which can be of a protein with a ligand or of a protein with another protein. You can get these docked structures directly from the PDB itself, or you can dock it yourself depending on the workflow or the kind of work that you are going through. In this video, we will cover an example of the Ligplot. First, we have to import a file. For that, go to File, click on Open, and select PDB. Now go to Browse and select where you have kept your file. So here I have this ligand and the receptor merged PDB file that I created for my work. I will click on it and open the file. The Ligplot will automatically read the file and make assumptions about it. So it is telling that it contains one protein chain, that is the chain A, one ligand and three metals. So protein chain is already there, and these are the three metals, two iron atoms and one zinc atom, and last is the unknown, which is the ligand. So we want to plot against the ligand, that is the unknown one, and click on run. Now our merged ligand receptor complex has been loaded, and this UNK0 that you are seeing here is the name of our ligand, and these and all of these residues that are surrounding it are our protein residues. So you can make out what kind of residues are involved in the interaction with the ligand, and what is the bond length, what kind of bonds are they making with the ligand, if there is any heteroatom involved in the interaction with the ligand, such as this Fe181. So you can analyze all of these kind of things about your protein ligand complex and make interpretations about it. Now coming to the GUI and what all you can do with the image that you are seeing in front of you. So first you can move any of these residues wherever you want. So for a clearer picture, I can just move this away from the ligand to understand it better. Next, you can right click on any of these labels and give them the name that you want. For example, this one is H2O2 and click on OK. So the label has been changed. So all of these adjustments are needed to make your picture look clearer for the publication. Similarly, you can also change the receptor ligand name. Again, right click on it and give it whatever name that you want it to give and click on OK. Now, if I go to this on/off option, you can turn on or turn off any of these things. Suppose I don't want the ligand residues name, and I also want the hydrophobic interactions. So I will turn it on and click on OK. So the hydrophobic interactions have been presented now, and the ligand residue's name has been removed. That is H2O2 cannot be seen now. I guess I will bring back the ligand name. It doesn't look very nice without it. And click on OK. So H2O2 is back again. Next, you can change the size of any of these. Suppose I want to change the size of ligand atom names from zero point 0.3 to 1.00. Click on OK. So these O1 and O2 have enlarged now. Now, if you go to the color section, you can change the background color. Suppose I change it from white to, I don't know, green, and click on OK. So the background has changed to green. Although I think I will go to white again because this color will make me blind. And white. Again, OK. So we are back to square one and the background is again white. Again, if I go to colors, I can change the color of the labels, atoms, bonds, and if you are analyzing the antibodies, you can also change the color of the antibodies like heavy chain, light chain, and the antigen. So based on your study, you can play with the Ligplot GUI and rearrange any of these to make your interactions look awesome. After you have set how your interactions should look like, you can save this whole file. Just go to File and click on Save. Select the location where you want to save the results and give it the file name. Suppose I give it test and click on Save. The extension of the file will be .drw and you can now just load it. For that, again go to Open, then drw file. No. And here is our file test.drw. Click on it, click on Open. So here we have the representation that we saved and none of your work has been lost. In the last part of this video, we will analyze the protein-protein interactions, which will be done using Dimplot. Let's see how we can do that. Go to File, go to Open and select the PDB file. Now you have to select that file which contains a docked protein-protein structure. So go to Browse and select the location where you have kept your structure. Here I have a docked protein structure of OMP with the TLR4 protein. These proteins play a significant role in immunoregulation. So open the PDB file. The tool has analyzed three protein chains, chain A, B and again A. So this first A chain and the last A chain are not the same, but they are actually different chains. In the Ligplot section, because there are no ligands or metals involved in this interaction, so you won't be seeing anything here. But if I go to Dimplot, the tool automatically creates all the combinations that can be formed from these three chains. Here you can see the interaction of first A with chain B, then first A with the third A, and then the B with the third A. So all the interactions that are possible from these three protein chains have been shown here, and you can select any of them to see how these chains are interacting with each other and what residues are performing the interaction. Additionally, what kind of bonds they are forming can also be analyzed. Other than that, if there are some specific domains that you want to analyze, you can just specify the range and click on Run. And if you want to analyze the whole chain, then just add a star before the chain name. For this video, let's say I go with the interaction of chain B with the third A and click on Run. These are all the residues of chain A and chain B that are interacting with each other. And currently, we can only see a green line that is forming the interactions between the two chains. And to know what this line represents, which kind of bond this line represents, go to Colors and then Bonds. Here you can see that the olive green color is for hydrogen bonds. So now we know that these residues are forming a hydrogen bond with the residues of another chain. We can also add some other interactions to it. So just like Ligplot, go to on off section and from here suppose again we add the hydrophobic interactions and click on OK. So now these residues that were earlier not showing any interaction have started to show that they are interacting via hydrophobic bonds. So in this way you can analyze the interactions that different proteins are making and actually the different chains of a protein are making with another protein and prepare publication ready interpretations and figures for your research work. That is all for today's lecture, and if you have any doubts mention them in the comment section and stay tuned for more bioinformatics stuff.